Alright guys, doing the next test here with the Kershaw needs work. Again, replicating these same tests as I'm doing with the Microtech with a more affordable knife. Now, I cleanly sliced through phone book paper, so there's no point even showing you printing paper, because obviously it's going to work just fine. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, and we're going to cut some paracord. Alright, again, another common test here. Now, this does not have the factory edge, but I can tell you, when it came from the factory, it was sharp, but it wasn't this sharp. Alright, so I want to get the best possible results I can from it. Alright, so here's just some regular 550 paracord, happens to be yellow. I have to actually draw a push cut on this. It's cutting through, but it's not popping it like it did with the Microtech. Alright, because it's sharp, but it's not quite as sharp because of the steel composition. It's pretty darn sharp, don't get me wrong. Push down really hard, it does almost cut through. Sorry, it's not filming. Back up just a little bit here because I don't know what I'm looking at. If I push down and pull towards me, it'll cut through. You have to kind of saw through it a little bit. It does cut it, but it's not nearly as clean of a cut, and it certainly won't pop it like you saw with the Microtech. But it's still cutting it, just not nearly as easy. I can tell you I'm using more force though, and I'm pushing forward into the cut and then pulling back. So when I do that, push forward, it kind of cuts halfway, and then pulling back helps kind of pop it off. Just so happens it actually pops up. So, and then of course if I looped it over like this, and drew through, it would cut pretty easily as well. Alright, but again, it's working fine. It's not going to hold that edge nearly as good as the other knife. It just possibly, it can't. The steel quality is not nearly as good. But still getting the job done, but I am using more force, okay? And this is what you want to avoid. The reason you pay a lot of money for good knives is because of the steel and the quality. In folding knives, you're paying a lot more than just for the steel, because you're paying for the mechanism, you're paying for the overall design and the quality, the fit and the finish. There's a lot to it. It's not like a fixed blade where basically you're paying for a really nice blade. It's a mechanism, it's moving parts. You want it to work together. You don't want it to fail on you. You don't want it to be loose. Right now, by the way, this I did adjust this so it has perfect lockup, just so you know. So as I go through the test, I'll let you know if it loosens, but right now it's absolutely perfect. Alright, but it is cutting the paracord, just not nearly as good. Alright, moving on to the next test.